In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about Amazon and a counter trend trade decision that we just saw. Now, the only times that I'm allowed to take a counter trend trade in my plan is if we have timing factors, which we did here because we had a little bit of a little zigzag pattern here into timing factors. I also want to see price extensions of prior swings. So for example, taking a low to a high and running the extensions, low to high, running extensions, because many moves tend to terminate at extensions of prior swings. So I want to see extensions, I want to see timing. I also would love to see, price clusters. Sometimes, in the case of using symmetry, you actually don't have to have 3 price relationships. You can have 2 because symmetry by itself is actually a setup. Okay, so anyway, what are the next decisions here? I mean, we've definitely seen buy signals since this counter trend decision. Oh yeah, and what else was important about this, or the reason why I considered it counter trend, was because price was below the 200, and as we tested the support, it was also below the 50, and as we tested support, you also had the 5 and 13 in a sell mode. So normally you wouldn't get too excited about these setups, but if there's timing and if there's extensions, then it's worth looking at the counter trend trades. And if you already follow my stuff, if you're on my site, I just did the members webinar that went over these types of setups. Basically it will be one of the most recent ones, and it's just talking about the counter trend trade parameters. So check that out if you can. And other than that, next decisions that we need to clear, because we don't know how much we're going to get off of this area. I mean, it's already been a nice healthy rally. Actually, let me label this correctly so it tells you. Okay, so from this low to today's high, that was 71.25 points. All right, so it's worth looking at counter trend trades sometimes. But now we don't know how far it's going to go. So when you move into any of the next resistance decisions, just know that you need to clear these areas. And if it doesn't clear, then you might want to just get the heck out of the way. But know that if this trade setup fully plays out, then the typical target's the 1272 extension of the swing into the zone. So that means what? Let's see, we've got this high to this low, and then the initial target, if we get the full move, is coming in at this 1782 area. And of course, since we don't know if we're going to get that move, you just ratchet up stops as you go, because the only thing that we really knew in this case was that there was time and price at this low. That's it. All right.